What's up? My name is Simon, and in this video, I'm gonna show you everything you need to know to successfully start running Google Ads. This is probably one of my most valuable videos so far because what I'm gonna be teaching you in this video is something that I paid a lot of money for to learn through courses from people who are making over $100,000 per month in profit using Google Ads, and now I'm giving it all away for free in this video. This is a complete A to Z guide, a step-by-step course on Google Ads. So if you're looking for a video showing you exactly how to set up your Google Ads correctly so you pay as little as possible for the most amount of customers as possible, then keep watching. This is the perfect video for you. And if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, then welcome to my channel. My name is Simon, and I create videos about how to grow your business using real strategies. In my videos, you always get the best information. I'm never holding anything back. So if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Now, I know that setting up your first Google Ads can be quite intimidating because eventually you're spending money on advertising. So if you don't set it up correctly, you might end up losing a lot of money. So I highly recommend to watch this video all the way through so you really understand how Google Ads actually work and how to set it up correctly. I know this is a bit of a longer video, but I promise you that by the end of it, you know more than 90% of everybody who's actually running Google Ads, and you'll be saving a lot of time, money, and energy in the long run. Also, at the end of this video, I'll share with you some pro tips on how to lower your cost per click and increase your conversion rates so you make more money. So let's not waste any more time and get started right away. Alright, welcome on my computer. Before I get started with the actual tutorial, I want to get a couple of things out of the way. So the first thing is that if I talk too slow or too fast, you can always change the speed of the video. Just go to the bottom right of your video screen to the video settings where you can change the speed to 1.25 if I talk too slow, or to 0.75 if I talk too fast, for example. Also, I'm leaving timestamps to all the topics I'm covering in this video in the video description below. Or you can just hover over the progress bar of the video, and then you also see the topic that I'm talking about in that specific part of the video. So if something you already know, or you just want to skip, or you want to come back to a certain part, just hover over the progress bar and then click on the part that you're looking for. Also, if you have any questions throughout the video, make sure you leave them down below in the comment section, because I really try to go in the comment section and then answer your questions there. So make sure if you have any questions, just leave them down below in the comment section, and maybe also some other people who know Google Ads will come and help you out. This can be like a community section below in the comment section, so we can help out each other. Also, if you find this video helpful at any point, feel free to give this video a like, because it really helps out the video so more people can find it, and it also helps out my channel so I can create more videos for you guys. So with that being said, let's get into the tutorial. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is how Google Ads actually work and why they are so powerful. I know many of you already know this, but I want us to all start at the same page, and I want us to talk about the same things later on in the tutorial. So let's say I'm in the market for a new wooden watch because my friend likes wooden watches. I want to get one for him for his birthday. So I go to Google and I type in wooden watch. Wooden watch is my keyword. People type in keywords into the Google search bar, and then Google gives me search result based on what I type in the search bar. So these are the search results that come up for me personally when I type in wooden watch. So when we take a closer look at those search results, we notice that here in the front of the URL that comes up is ad. So it says ad in front of the URL, which means that somebody paid to appear here on the first page of Google when somebody types in wooden watch. The same thing with the second search result, it also says ad. When we take a look at the third search result, you see that it doesn't say ad in front of the URL, which means that this one is an organic search result. So nobody paid to appear here on the search result. The person who owns this website is just, or this website is what Google thinks is most relevant to my search here, to my keyword that I typed into Google. So here for this specific keyword, we have two ads, and then we have the first organic search results. When you go to the second page of Google, or when you scroll all the way down to the first page, you might see even more ads, or on some pages you also see shopping ads where you see specific products on the top of Google. But in this tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up one of these ads here, so how you can pay to appear in front of people when they type in specific keywords that are related to what you are offering, to your specific product. Now, what happens when somebody clicks on your ad? So what happens when I would click on this specific website? Well, for me, as somebody who's just looking for a wooden watch, I don't really notice that this is an ad because I will just land on the online shop of this specific website, which is TrueWood. And then I can go and I can buy my watch. But for the advertiser who put this ad here, they will have to pay for my click. So with every click that gets, with every click that this ad gets, they might pay 50 cents, they might pay $1, they might pay $2 or even $4, depending on what they are bidding and depending on what Google says they should pay. But more on how this works with how much you have to pay per click later in the tutorial. So let's say he pays $1 for every click that he gets on this ad. So for 50 clicks, he will pay $50. But let's say every 50 clicks, one of those people who clicks this ad will buy a new watch. And for every watch that this store sells, they make a profit of, let's say, $80. So with every 50 clicks, they have to pay $50 to Google, but they make $80 back because they sell a watch. So they have a profit margin of $30. That's how you can do good paid advertising on Google and profitable advertising. You just have to make sure that you get more back from the customers you get from your clicks than what you have to pay for your clicks. And throughout the tutorial, I will show you how to get the lowest cost possible for your clicks and the highest conversion rates. So why are Google Ads so powerful? Well, the reason is because there is buyer's intent behind specific keywords. So when we compare, for example, Facebook ads with Google ads, it's an entirely different thing, because on Facebook, let's say I'm bored, I go to Facebook, I scroll, maybe I want to see what my friends are doing, maybe I want to see some funny cat videos. So I'm not very likely to go ahead and buy something. So when I see an ad of a leather watch, I'm not very likely to actually buy it. But with Google, when I type in modern leather watch, I'm actually interested in a modern leather watch. I'm probably in the market for it. Or when I type in modern leather watch store, something like that, then I'm very likely to want to find a store, and then I want to spend money at that store. So these keywords are very valuable. So you can really put your offer, your service, your product in front of the people that are actually searching for what you're offering. That's why Google Ads are so powerful. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up a Google ad for those specific keywords that are related to the product or to the service that you are selling. All right, so now that we understand how Google Ads work, let's get ourselves a new Google Ads account. I highly recommend that for each business or each store that you have, you set up a new Google Ads account to really not mess things up with your other products if you have multiple businesses. So what you can also do is, if you type in something like Google Ads 100 credits, something like that, then you find some kind of Google Ads voucher where you can get some free money basically. When you spend like $150 here, Google gives you another $150 to spend on ads. So basically get free traffic. It isn't available in all countries. So you can see here, it's only available in the United States. And personally, I live in Switzerland and I didn't find something like that for me. The only thing I found is maybe sometimes I get ads from Google and then they offer me like 100 Swiss francs. Make sure you maybe check if this is available for your country. But personally, I'm just going to sign up for a new Google Ads account without any of these benefits here. So I'm going to click on Start Now, and you have to have a Google account. So you have to have a Gmail account in order to sign up for Google Ads. But if you don't have a Gmail account yet, don't worry. You can just create a new one right here. All right, so this is what you see when you first log into your Google Ads account. As you can see here, Google immediately wants us to set up our first campaign and set up our first ads. And before we do that, we're going to quickly look at how our Google Ads account is set up. Because this is something it took me a long time to understand, but once I understood how my Google Ads account is set up and how everything is actually structured, it made life so much easier. So I really want you to understand this, and I'm going to keep referring back to this graphic right here to make you really understand of how your account is set up and how to structure your ads correctly. So what we have done just now is set up our Google Ads account. And the next layer is campaigns. So your Google Ads account can have multiple campaigns. You can have search campaigns, you can have shopping campaigns, so different types of ads. You can have different campaigns for different types of products as well. So this is the first layer, how you can structure your ads. So before you go further into ad groups and actually ads, we're going to quickly create our first campaign. And then I'm going to come back to this, and I'm going to explain further how ad groups work and how different ads and keywords work. For an example, for this tutorial, I'm going to create an ads for an online store selling oximeters. An oximeter is something I sold last year, which is just a product that you can put on your finger, and it will just then tell you your oxygen saturation in your bloodstream and also your pulse. So this is something I sold through Google Ads last year. And since I closed down the store, so I'm going to use this Google Ads account later to show you some more strategies and tactics. And I'm also going to use this as an example to start a new Google Ads account. So let's go back to our Google Ads account. And the thing you see right here is Google tries to kind of guide you through setting up your first campaign. This is really for people who don't know what they're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down and we're going to click on switch to expert mode, because this will give us the full control over our campaign. So click on switch to expert mode, and then we get to the next page where again Google tries to guide us through setting up our campaign. So they ask us, do we want to have sales, leads, website traffic? What's the goal of our campaign? But again, here we're going to click on the bottom right where it says create a campaign without a goals guidance, because this again will give us the full control over our campaign. So click here, and then we can decide on what type of ads do we want to set up. We already seen this search ad right here, which is if you type in a keyword in Google and then you see these text ads where it says ad in front of it, this is a search ad, and this is exactly what we're gonna set up. You also have other possibilities, like for example, these right here are shopping ads that go directly to a specific product. And this is a bit more complex to set up, and I'm not gonna cover it in this video. So this is shopping ads right here. You have to set up merchant center and all that kind of stuff. So we're not gonna do that. And also display ads, it's not really buyer's intent traffic, because this is similarly like Facebook ads where people just scroll through a content page where they consume content, and then they will just your ad will just pop up. So there's a lot less buyer's intent behind people seeing your ads. You have also video ads to put on YouTube, app ads if you were selling an app, and so on. But again, we're going to focus on search ads. They are pretty much the most easy and most straightforward to set up, and also one of the most powerful ads. So click on search ads, and then what's the result we want to get? So we want to get traffic to our website. We want to get clicks that go to a landing page, maybe to a page where you have a contact information if you maybe a lawyer's office and you want to get new clients. So whatever you want to send people to, you can click on website visits, and then you can type in your website. So let's say, for an example, my website is oximeter.com/fingertip oximeter. So I'm going to send them directly to the product page. And as you can see, this website doesn't exist. I don't know if somebody owns this website. Actually, it's just as an example. So then you can click on continue. And now we can give our campaign a name. So what we're going to name the campaign is search campaign, because this is a search ad, search campaign. And then I'm also going to put SKAG, which is short for single keyword ad group, because we're going to target specific keywords with our ad groups, but more on that later. And this is version 1, because eventually we're going to have multiple versions. And then the next step is networks. Here I would recommend, if you're starting out, just untick both of these. If you don't get enough traffic later on, you can come back here and enable search network. This is kind of other websites that also offer search networks. They also are able to show your ads. But in the beginning, I only want to show up on the Google search traffic. So I'm going to untick this, and also display network. I would always untick display network because again, this is not really search intent traffic or buyer's intent traffic. So untick both of these, and then you can go to show more settings. You can also give your ads a start and an end date. So maybe you want to set up ads for next month and you're not going to come back into your ads account. But in my opinion, that's really unrealistic because when you set up paid ads, you're probably going to come back to your ad account at least once a week. So in my opinion, I'm just going to always start it from now. I'm going to do everything manual. So I'm going to start it manually. I'm going to end it manually. So start date is today and then end date none. If the ads don't work, I'm just going to turn it off manually. And I would highly recommend to do that as well. Don't just leave your ads running for like weeks without checking them, because your credit card will just be charged and you don't even know if your ads actually convert. So yeah. Then campaign URL options, we're going to skip that. Dynamic search ads, it's also, we're going to skip it. Schedule, if you only want to have your ads show at a specific time, you can enter the time frame right here. But I don't really care when people buy from my store, so I'm just going to leave it as it is right here. Then targeting and audience. This is important. So where are your customers? If you are selling to the United States, then obviously you want to change, because I live in Switzerland, it's by default says Switzerland. But for example, I sold these oximeters to the United States. So what I would do is click on enter another location, and then I type in United States, and then it will only show my ads to people in the United States. You can also, maybe if you're selling also to Canada, you can also add Canada right here. But make sure that you only target your best customers. Like if you can't ship to maybe the UK, then you don't want to have your ads shown to people who live in the UK. So let's say I only want to advertise to United States, so I'm going to choose this. And then I always go to location options as well. And here I make sure that I choose this one here, presence. People in or regularly in your targeted locations, because by default it's presence or interest. And if you take this right here, which is by default recommended, it will also show your ads to people who are interested in your country, you're interested in the United States. And I only want people who are living in the United States, because I need to ship my product to the United States. So I'm going to choose presence right here. And then exclude, this is correct by default, people in your excluded locations. So everything that is not the United States, the ads will not be shown to those people. Then language. This should be the language of your customers, obviously. So this is English. This is fine for me. Then audiences. This is only if you already have audiences, so we're going to skip that. We're not going to need that. Then budget. This is how you will pay Google for showing your ads, for the clicks that you're getting from your ads. Now, I would choose the currency that you intend to pay Google with. So in my example, I live in Switzerland. I pay with Swiss francs. So I'm going to leave this as Swiss francs. If you live in the United States, then choose United States dollars. But for this tutorial, because it makes it easier, I'm going to choose United States dollars. But make sure you choose the currency that you are intend to pay in. Then we can also define our budget. So how much are we willing to spend? So this is an upper limit. So let's say we are not willing to spend more as the beginning, maybe like $10. So I don't want to spend more than $10 per day on average. So I'm going to set my budget to $10 per day. Now this doesn't mean that Google will only spend $10 per day. Sometimes Google will spend more than $10. Sometimes Google will spend $15. But overall, on average, Google will not spend more than $10 per day on average. So Google will not spend more than $300. 30 days in a month, 30 times $10. So don't be surprised if it will spend more than $10, because sometimes Google thinks, okay, the conversions are better on Monday, so I'm going to spend more on Monday. So I would start with, I don't know, at least $10, because you need to get some traffic. You need to get some clicks in the beginning to be able to optimize. When you only do like $1, $2, $3, $5, then it will take a long time until you get enough data so you can optimize your ads, because in the beginning you will probably not be profitable with your first ads because you have to optimize. You have to find the audience that will convert the best. You have to find the best ads. You have to find the best keywords. And that's why I would even go to $20 to start out. So let's do $20. And then let's move on to bidding. Now, this is also a big topic. So this is the way that that Google will charge you for the clicks that you're getting on your ads. So you can have different bidding strategies. For as beginning, it makes sense to keep this on clicks because we in the beginning want to get data. We want to get clicks so we can see what clicks will convert into customers, what clicks will convert into sales. So normally you can just keep this on clicks as beginning, and then also you want to set up conversion tracking, and I'm going to leave a tutorial down below in the video description that will show you exactly how to set up conversion tracking, use the Google Analytics so you can see exactly what clicks actually result in a sale, in a new customer. So and then when you have set up conversion tracking, you can change this one to conversions, and then Google will optimize your clicks so that you get as many conversions as possible, because eventually that's what makes you money. And then you can also set a maximum cost per click bid limit. Now, before we set this, I want to explain to you how the bidding system works, because this is something a lot of people don't understand, but it's something that is quite important to understand in my opinion. So we have now set up our campaign. Let's move on here. Then, so the price that you pay for each click is a formula. So it's the ad rank of the person below you divided by your quality score plus 1 cent. Now, I know this sounds very complicated and you're not understanding this right now, but bear with me here. I'm going to explain everything. So let's say we have 4 advertisers. They all advertise on the same keyword. So let's say fingertip oximeter. They all advertise on that specific keyword. Now, every advertiser can define a max bid. So this is what we can define here. So let's say our max bid, what we are willing to pay, the highest price we're willing to pay for a click on our ad is $2. We never want to pay more than $2 for a single click. So let's say we are advertiser number 1 here. Then advertiser number 2, he sets this to $4, advertiser number 3 to $6, and advertiser number 4 to $8. These are our max bids for our clicks. Now, another thing that you should become familiar with is the so-called quality score. This is very, very, very important for Google Ads. Google gives your ad a quality score from 1 to 10. 10 being the highest, being the best, 1 being very crappy. So, while Google is showing your ad, they will kind of track what will happen afterwards, and then they will kind of develop a quality score for your ad. The quality score depends on your landing page. One sec, let me drag myself to the left side here. The quality score depends on your landing page experience. So are people actually staying on the page that you're sending people to? How long are they staying on the page? Are they scrolling? Are they clicking on things? So this is the landing page experience. This shows Google that people are actually finding what they're looking for. Google cares about relevancy. They want to keep their people on their search platform, and they will do that by giving people what they want. So the landing page experience is very important. Then ad relevancy. If you in your ad have the exact keyword that people are looking for, you will get a high quality score because you have high ad relevancy. So for example, if I type in wooden watch right here, and then it says wooden watch right here, I don't know if you can see it, then I will get a high relevancy because I'm crafting the ad for the exact keyword that people are looking for. So that's also very important. And then expected click-through rate. So when Google shows your ad to 100 people, and then let's say 3 of those 100 people click on your ad, then you have a 3% click-through rate. Now you want to get the highest click-through rate possible because Google wants to make as much money as possible. So they want to have people actually click on the ad because they only make money when they click on it, because we as advertisers only have to pay when people click. So you want to increase your expected CTR, which is click-through rate. And you do that by making your ad as relevant as possible. So use the exact same keywords as people search, and also make it as big as possible. Take the most amount of real estate on Google so that people are much more likely to click on your ad. But I'm going to show you everything in this tutorial, how you actually do that. So this is quality score. And now, there's ad rank. The ad rank will decide on where your ad will show up. The person, the advertiser with the highest ad rank is the person that will get the best place on Google. So here, for example, let me drag myself to the right side again. This person right here has a higher ad rank than this person right here. So this is a better place on Google. And this is exactly how Google defines where your ad will be placed. The person with the highest ad rank will get the best placement. Now, how does Google define your ad rank? So it's actually a formula. It's max bid times quality score. So your max bid for advertise number 1 is $2. Quality score is 10 because they have very good ads, very high relevancy, and very high expected CTR. They get an ad rank of 20, which is higher than in other advertisers, so they get the first place on Google. Advertise number 2 is max bid $4. Only has a 4 out of 10 quality score, so 4 times 4 is 16, so they get an ad rank of 16, so they are below this first advertiser. Now, and this is all Google needs to define on how much you have to pay. So again, let's look at the formula on the top. Your price, so the actual CPC, the actual cost per click, is the ad rank of the person below you. So for advertiser number 1, it would be 16 because this is the ad rank of the person below advertiser number 1. So 16 divided by the quality score of you, so of the advertiser number 1, 16 divided by 20 plus 1 cent. So then this will be the price. As you can see, 16 divided by 10, 16, which is the quality score, the ad rank of the person below you, divided by your quality score, which is 10, and then plus 1 cent. And that will be $1.61. So every click you will pay $1.61. Now advertiser number 2 will have to pay 12, which is the ad rank of the person below. 12 divided by 4 plus 1 cent, which is $3.01. So you can see, even though the advertiser number 1 has the better ad placement, the more prominent place on Google, they have to pay a lot less than person number 2. And advertiser number 3 pays even more. They pay $4.01, even though they have a worse place on Google. And the reason is because they have such a bad quality score. So the thing you should get out of this is to increase your quality score as much as possible. You want to have the highest quality score possible. So when we go back here, you want to have the best landing page out of all advertisers. You want to have the best ad relevance, and you want to have the highest expected CTR. That's how you get on the front of the Google, in front of the Google search results, and also you pay a lot less than other advertisers, which will increase your profitability by a lot. It can mean the difference between being profitable and being unprofitable. So quality score, extremely important. So let's say if I covered everything here, perfect. Now let's move on to our Google Ads account. So now that you understand how bidding works, let's set our bid. Let's say our bid is, I would start out with like $1. This is a pretty good bid, depending also on kind of what you're selling, but I'm going to start with $1. It doesn't mean it's going to spend $1, but it's just what you are willing to pay as a maximum. Now, let's move on. Let's go to show more settings, conversions. Obviously, you want to set up conversion tracking. Really important. I'm going to leave a tutorial down below in the video description. After this video, you can set up conversion tracking. Really important. Ad rotation, I'm not going to bother with that. Now, ad extensions, also very important. I see a lot of tutorials on YouTube just skipping ad extensions, but ad extensions is what can boost your, like Google says it itself, get up to 15% higher click-through rate using Google extensions, ad extensions. So what are ad extensions? These here are ad extensions. So this ad, as you can see, is quite large because they use ad extensions. This one right here, for example, is a site link extension. This is just a deep link going into directly Shop Men's Bestsellers. They go to have a page where they have their bestsellers, and they have a specific link that goes directly to that page. And then they have women's watches under $100, Shopwood, and blah blah. So they have added those extensions, which gets them more real estate here on the first page of Google. And tests show that the larger your ad is, the more likely people will be to click on your ad, which will increase your CTR, your click-through rate, which will increase your quality score, which will decrease your cost per click and increase your profitability. So you have to use ad extensions. Now, which ones should you use? So you have the structured snippets, which is just more words right here. And by the way, you don't worry, like, people are not going to read this right here. People are just going to glance over what they're seeing here. And if they're seeing like some keywords that they are looking for, they will click on their ad. If you're like, you don't have to be grammatically perfect right here, or if the sentence isn't really perfectly structured, don't really worry. It's just about getting the most real estate and kind of the most clickable ad. Okay, so adding extensions, very important to get more real estate on your ad. So what extensions should you actually add? So there are a lot of possibilities. The site link extension, like I said, are like links that goes through different places on your website. So what you can do is add a new site link extension, and then maybe if you have maybe a lawyer's office, you can say like, get a free consultation, or you can do see or our services, something like that, and then give a description, and then also final URL should be the URL that goes directly to this specific page. If you only have one landing page, which is what I had, you can also just let's say for this store, I had something like best oximeter on sale, oximeter on sale, or let's say number one oximeter, something like that. And then I put the same landing page right here as I have as a main landing page for the main ad. If you get an error because it's the same URL, then just finish your ad without extensions and then come back later inside of your ad and then add those extensions with your landing page, and then somehow it works. That was the case for me. So these are site link extensions, which again are these ones right here. Sometimes they're not as prominent. Sometimes they look like they look like this right here. So a little very small, but still it makes your ad larger, which gets your higher click-through rate. Okay, then callout extensions, you can also add a couple of these. Now I would add like maybe like 4 to 8 different site link extensions, then like 10 callout extensions, like 50% off today, all that kind of stuff. Like also try to include some numbers in your ad, and also maybe like free shipping, because all these kind of things, people like to click on numbers. They kind of gravitate towards numbers, for example. So this is just a kind of a little tip on the side. So callout extensions, you can also do these, and call extensions only if you have a phone number and you want people to call you. You can also add your phone number right here, and you can also add more like structured snippets, app extensions, price extensions if you want to tell them the price. Basically, in my opinion, put as many as possible. Google will not show every extension that you put there, but you have the possibility that Google shows it, and then you get more real estate. Okay, so we talked enough about extensions, so let's actually move on. Okay, so we have now just finished setting up our campaign settings, and now we are one layer deeper, which is ad groups. So when we go back to our overview right here, we see that we have just set up our search campaign single keyword ad groups version 1, and inside of that campaign we will set up our first ad group. So here is where we're going to use a strategy that will make sure we get the lowest cost per click and the best conversions. And we're going to do that by achieving the highest quality score and by creating the most relevant ads for the keywords that we are targeting. So for example, let's look at this ad group right here. We are targeting with this ad group finger pulse oximeter. So for each ad group, So each ad group is dedicated to one keyword. So for each keyword that I want to target, I'm going to create a separate ad group. The reason why is because for each ad group, I'm going to create specific ads that are designed so that they are as relevant as possible to this specific keyword. So let me just show you right here. So when somebody types in finger pulse oximeter, I want my ads to show finger pulse oximeter. Your ad can't be better than actually giving your visitors exactly what they're searching. So if I search finger pulse oximeter, I see an ad finger pulse oximeter. Well, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to click on. So, and that's why we do dedicated ad groups for our targeted keywords. So for the first ad group, we're going to name this ad group finger pulse oximeter, because that's the keyword we want to target with this specific ad group. Then here, this is automatically put in because this is the website we want to send people to, the landing page. And then we have to type in our keywords. Now, let's type in finger pulse oximeter, because that's the keyword we want to target. Finger pulse oximeter. Now, when I only want my ad to show up when people type in this exact keyword, finger pulse oximeter, then I have to put these brackets around my keyword. This is a so-called exact match. So there are different match types in Google, and I'm going to show you exactly what these match types look like. So here you have an overview of match types. So there is the exact match, there is the phrase match, the broad match modifier, the modified broad match, and the broad match. So here is what we've just done. We have put brackets around our keyword, and then people will only see my ad when they type in exactly what is in that bracket. Exactly, or a close variant. Google also shows it when people type in maybe a plural version, or maybe they misspell the word a little bit. So that's something Google just does. You can't really turn that off, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really hurt your conversions. So only this exact word or a close variant of that word. So as an example, when somebody types in women's hats and I do the exact match of women's hats, then people only see it when people type in women's hats or women's hat, for example, because that's the singular version of hat. And then there is the phrase match. When you put in these quotation marks around your keyword, then the keyword has to be part of the phrase that people type in the search bar. So when people type in buy women's hats, then my ad will also show up. And then we have the broad match modifier, the modified broad match. So you can put a plus in front of your keywords, which means that each keyword that has a plus in front of it, this keyword has to be in the search bar what people type in. So here, for example, hats for women, it will show up because hats is in there and women is also in there. Women is kind of a synonym or a close variant of women's. If it would just be, let's say women, I don't know, pants for women, then it wouldn't show up because hats isn't in the phrase. And then we have a broad match, which Google also includes misspellings, synonyms, related searches, and other relevant variations. So we get a lot more traffic, but maybe not the traffic you want. So I recommend to only use these three in the beginning, only the modified broad match, the phrase match, and the exact match. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the exact match right here. Then we're going to use the phrase match, finger, pulse, oximeter, and we're also going to use the modified broad match. So finger, pulse, oximeter. And by the way, here on the right side, Google kind of tries to give you an estimate of how many clicks you can expect, what's the average cost per click and the cost per day. And my experience, this isn't really that accurate, so don't worry if it says only 2 clicks per day. It's not really that accurate. And also, you're gonna use multiple keywords anyway, so you're gonna have more clicks than that per day. So let's move on and maybe create another ad group for another keyword. So we can scroll down and click on Add New Ad Group, And now let's go for the keyword, maybe oxygen monitor, because that's also something people are searching for when they're interested in buying a pulse oximeter. So now we're going to have a dedicated ad group specifically for oxygen monitor. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do our website URL. We're going to put it right here. And then we're going to do an exact match, oxygen monitor, like this, can type. And also a phrase match, oxygen monitor. You get the idea. And then once you have all your ad groups, when you have all your keywords in different dedicated ad groups, then you can click on save and continue. So let me just delete this second ad group right here, and then we're going to move on with this first ad group as an example. So save and continue. And now we are one level deeper. So now we are at the actual ads. So when we go here, this is our ad group right here, finger pulse oximeter. We have defined our keywords that we want to have our ads show up for. And now we can create our different ads, which will show up when people type in these keywords. So let's go ahead and create our first ad. What we are creating now is what people will see when they type in our keyword. So again, our strategy is to be as relevant as possible. So right now we are creating an ad for the ad group finger pulse oximeter. So we want to have our ad be as relevant as possible for that specific keyword. So let's start with the headline. I'm just going to use the one that I've used on the store when I was running it. So for example, here I used finger pulse oximeter on sale. As you can see, finger pulse oximeter is our keyword, and so that is relevant. Then headline number 2 will be best finger pulse oximeter. Headline number 3 will be limited time, 50% off, because again, people like numbers and 50% off. So I'm also going to put that here. Google shows maximum of 3 headlines. Here you can always see how your ad currently looks like. Sometimes it will only show 2 headlines, sometimes it will show 3. So always make sure you put 3 headlines, otherwise you will lose out on real estate for your ad. Then with the display path, this is kind of a URL that is displayed to people, but it's not necessarily the URL that your ad will go to when people click on it. So again, the same strategy here. I'm just going to type in finger pulse oximeter, because again, it's most relevant. Google sees this is a very relevant ad. I get a high quality score. I get a better ad rank. And overall, I will have to pay less money for my clicks. Then with the description as well, I'm just going to put the one that I have used here for this specific store. Make sure you use all the characters here. So 90 characters is a maximum. Here I only used 81, which is also okay. But make sure to use as much as possible as Google gives you here, because again, you want to make your ad as large as possible. And again, you can always go here on the right side and see how your ad currently looks like. When you have more ad extensions that we've talked before, you should also see them right here. And here again, add things like numbers, add things like free shipping. Those are all words that people gravitate towards and that people like to click on. All right, so now we just finished setting up our first ad, which looks like this on desktop and like this on mobile. As you can see here, text ads, we have 1 ad. And what I would recommend is to set up at least 2 more ads, or I would always kind of set up 3 ads per ad group, because then Google has the possibility to rotate your ads. So sometimes it will show the first one, sometimes it will show the second one, and sometimes it will show the third one. And then you'll get data inside of your account and you can see which ad performs the best. And Google will then use the best ad that's getting you the most conversions. If you only have 1 ad right here, then Google can't really test your ads. So make sure to go down, click on done and create next text ad, and then just vary around, use some different words, maybe change around the headlines a little bit, maybe the description also, so you can really see what actually works the best. But for time reasons, I'm not going to do this here in the tutorial. So once you have created 3 ads for your ad group, move on to the next ad group, and so on until you have finished all your ads for all your keywords, all your ad groups. Once you are finished, click on Save and Continue. And then here on the next page, Google will ask for your payment information if you haven't set it up already. Obviously, because it's paid advertising, and they will need a credit card right here so they can charge for the clicks that you're getting through Google Ads. Another tip here also, because they have to approve your ads. After you've set them up, they will not run immediately. They have to take a look at them and make sure you don't violate any of their guidelines. And then they will approve your ads, and then they will start running. For me, for the first, when I did this the first time, it took like a couple of days and nothing happened. So what I did, I contact a Google representative. I contact the staff of Google, and that kind of moved things on a lot quicker. So if you have the same problem, make sure you just contact them, and they are actually very helpful in my opinion. I also had like a 1-hour call with one of the representatives. He kind of he checked out my Google Ads account. He told me, okay, you have to add more ad extensions, you have to add more ads, you have to test this and stuff. So they have some good people there, and they really kind of take the time to go into your account and kind of help you optimizing your ads specifically for your business. So it can't hurt to just contact them and ask for maybe a call. It's all for free. So yeah, that's just a tip by the side. All right, so I now switched into the Google Ads account that I was using when I launched my Oximeter store last year. I wasn't really profitable, so I closed down the store again, but this Google Ads account will kind of serve as an example here, and I'm going to use it to show you a couple of things. So we have now set up our first ads, and we're waiting for Google to approve our ads. Meanwhile, there is something very important that we need to do so we don't waste money on useless clicks. For example, when somebody types in oximeter Amazon, then that person who types that in will probably look for an oximeter from Amazon. They probably want to buy from Amazon, or when they type in specific brands of what you're selling that isn't you, then you don't want to show your ads to those people because they already know where they want to buy from. They don't want to buy from you, they want to buy from Amazon or Walmart or something like that. So what we want to do is we want to set up a list of keywords that we want to apply to our campaigns so that whenever somebody types in one of those keywords, our ads will not show up and we won't waste money on those clicks. So what you have to do is go to Tools on the top here and then click on Negative Keyword List under Shared Library. And as you can see here, I have a general list and I have in a specific list to my product. The general list is a list that I will always use no matter what product I'm selling, because these are stuff like, if you go in here, you see this is stuff like Amazon, cheap, China, contact, coupon, discount, dropshipping. All those keywords aren't really good. They're not converting to customers for me, so I'm putting them in a negative keyword list. If you want to add keywords, just click on the plus sign here, add your keywords here. So you have to do let's say a plus, and then let's say Walmart, for example, because those people, they want to buy from Walmart and not from you. So click on save, and then this keyword will be added right here in the negative keyword list. And then when you have set up your keyword list, you can go down and you can click on apply to campaigns and then choose your campaign right here. I already chose all of my campaigns. So make sure you choose your campaign, otherwise it won't be active. Make sure you choose it, click done, and then this will be active. Now I have these standard ones right here. I can go through them real quick. So you can see them, maybe copy them. All right. So these are the keywords. Of course, this is for a physical product store. If you have like a service business or something, you might want to use other keywords. But another thing I want to show you, because as you've seen, I have two lists. I have a general list, and then I have a dedicated list for my specific product. So oximeter list. These are words that I learned by gathering data from my ads. So I noticed that people click on my ads, people who click on my ads, they type in Bluetooth or ChoiceMed or CMS50F, which are brands that aren't me. So people who type in Contact, for example, are looking for an oximeter from this brand. So I don't want to show my ad here. So what I did was I went back here, went into my campaign, then I went to sorry. Then you go to keywords, search terms, and then you see what people are actually typing in, what gives you clicks. And as you can see here, oxygen level tester, oximeter. And then you find words like oximeter, CVS, oximeter, reading chart. We have Omron oximeter, which is probably also a brand. So I paid for a click right here, and it's obvious that this probably won't convert into a sale for me. So what I would do is I would copy this word right here, copy, and then I would go back into tools, negative keyword list, oximeter list, and then I would click the plus sign and type in plus, and then Omron, and then I'm just gonna click on save. And now this is added to my negative keyword list, so whenever somebody types in this word, my ads won't show up. So especially in the beginning, make sure to check out your search terms under keywords right here and see what keywords you're showing up for, and then keep building out your negative keyword list, which again will kind of it will avoid you paying for useless clicks, which will save you a lot of money. Now, another thing I want to show you that is very useful inside of Google Ads is the keyword planner. Especially if you need to find new keywords, then you can use the keyword planner to put in the keywords that you already know, and then it will give you more keywords that might be very relevant for what you are advertising. So if you go to tools on the top here and then click on keyword planner, then you get to this page right here. You can click on discover new keywords, and then you maybe type in something like pulse oximeter, and maybe something like oxygen monitor. And also, okay, so I can click on get results, and then make sure your location settings up top here are what you are targeting. So for me, I would have to change this to United States. So let's change this to United States country, and deselect Switzerland, save. Then language, also make sure it's the right language. So this would be English, and search networks, Google, and also the time frame. Let's say I want to have the last month. And then Google gives me some more ideas. So SpO2, oximeter, SpO2 sensor, pulse oximeter price, finger pulse oximeter, all that kind of stuff. So maybe I didn't know that I could target SpO2 sensor. Maybe this would be very profitable for me. So what I could do is just copy this keyword right here, copy, and then go back to Google Ads, go back to my search campaign, and then go to ad groups, and then just create a new ad group right here with the plus sign right there. And I can create a new ad group for this specific keyword. Again, I can use the exact match, SpO2 sensor. Then I could use the phrase match, SpO2 sensor, and also the modified broad match. Then I could click save and continue. And also the bid, let's say we do 75 cents, save and continue. And then again, I would create a specific ad for this specific keyword, like best SpO2 sensor, number one SpO2 sensor, 50% off, SpO2 sensor on sale, and just like we did before. So let's now talk about how to optimize your ads once they are actually running. So first thing you have to do before your ads are actually running is to install Google Analytics, meaning to install conversion tracking, so that with each click that your ad's getting, you know exactly how many people added something to the cart, how many people actually bought something from you, how many people gave their information, how many people actually called your number, whatever you are advertising. So that's very important, because otherwise you don't really know what keywords, what clicks, what demographics give you the best conversions. So make sure you install Google Analytics. There's a tutorial down below in the video description that will show you step by step how to install Google Analytics with your Google Ads account. So watch that. And then once you have done that, get some data. You have to get data in order to be able to optimize. Let it spend like $50, $100, $200, depending on your budget, obviously, until you will optimize your ads. So you have to get some data first, and then you can start optimizing from there. And then how do you optimize? So basically what you want to do is you want to get more traffic from the keywords that are working really well. So let's say for fingertip pulse oximeter, this keyword gives me a very high conversion rate. That means that I will increase the bid, my maximum cost per click. I will increase that so I get a better ad rank and more people will see my ad for this specific keyword, because I know that these people will be more likely to convert. The same thing with ads or keywords that don't really work well. I want to decrease my bid, because if I'm not profitable, then maybe if I pay less per click, that will get me into the profitability zone. And then maybe also you see that some keywords don't work at all, or some demographics don't work at all, and you want to turn them off. Okay, so now how do we actually do this inside of our Google Ads account? So what you can do is go to your campaigns, so your search campaign, then go to ad groups, and then you can do this ad group by ad group. So let's open up the first ad group, oxygen oximeter, right here. And we have set up 3 different keyword match types for this specific ad group. And eventually you're probably going to have a lot more. And what you want to do is you want to find out the exact match type that is the most profitable for you. So let's here sort by conversions. As you can see here, we made 1 conversion with the broad modified match oxygen oximeter. So this is probably not enough data to really optimize, but if you would have more data in here, you have more conversions, you can really start to optimize. So what you can focus on is search impression share, which means that, and by the way, if you don't see all these columns that I see, you can go to columns, modify columns, and then choose everything here that you want to see. Obviously, if you want to see conversion tracking, you have to, or conversions, you want to set up conversion tracking. Again, tutorial is in the description below. So again, let's say this is highly profitable for me. Here, cost per conversion, 48 Swiss francs is actually not profitable, but let's say this is like $5, which would be good. Now, what I want to do is I want to get more traffic from this specific keyword. So as you can see here now, I'm only showing up for less than 10% to people who actually type in this specific search term. And my traffic lost, or my search lost because of rank, is 47.38%, which means that I need to increase my rank so that my ad will be shown to more people, because I know that when my ad is shown to more people type that in, then I will make more sales. So when we go back to this graphic right here, we see that we can increase our rank by increasing our bid, because rank is bid times quality score. So I can increase my bid and that will increase my rank, and I will get more search impression share. I will get more eyes on my ad. So what I would do here is go to my max CPC, my max bid, and increase that by like 20-30%. So let's say I'm going to do $1, and then I'm going to let it run for another week, and then I'm going to come back in here. Now this is how you can optimize for terms that work very well for you, that are very profitable. Other terms that aren't profitable, you can either decrease your max CPC a bit, like 20%, or you can set it to the average CPC, and maybe that will increase your profitability. And if terms don't work at all, you can also turn it off. You can go here. You can go here and then go to pause, and then you have turned this specific term off. Another very cool thing you can do is you can go to demographics, and you can optimize by demographics. So let's go to age, and let's say a lot of people who are buying are 45 to 54 years old. So here I would increase the bid by maybe 20%, so I get more people in this age frame. Let's say everybody who's over 65 years old, they are clicking a lot of my ads, but they are not buying. So what I would do is I just go here and click on exclude from ad group, and then my ads won't be shown anymore to those people. But you can really see here that this is only possible when you get some data in your account. So you really have to start spending and then work with the data you have. And in the beginning, you want to optimize a bit more. You want to continue to update your negative keyword list. And then eventually, when everything is kind of running, you want to do it week by week. So don't try to optimize every day, because you have to give it time to get new data so you can make a decision. So wait a week, make a decision, optimize, then wait another week, and so on. You can also optimize by devices. So if you click on devices, you have mobile phones, computers, and so on. If you see that you don't get any conversions from, let's say, tablets, what you can do is just turn off tablets, or you can just go to bid and decrease by, let's say, 70%, and probably then your ads won't be shown anymore to people using a tablet. So you can exclude those people from your ads. And that's really how you can continue to optimize your ads. You want to keep the keywords that give you a lot, that give you a good conversion ratio, and you want to throw away the keywords that don't. But it's not really as easy as just guessing what are the best keywords. You really have to find them by buying data. So you have to buy clicks, and then you have to look at the data and then decide from there on what are the profitable keywords, and increase the bids for those keywords and turn off the other ones that aren't working for you. Alright, so congratulations on making it all the way through to the end of this tutorial. Before you click off, I want to ask you for a very quick favor, and that is to help me out with my conversion rates on my thumbs up button below this video. All I need to do to increase my conversion rate on that button is to just click that button below, because it really helps out my YouTube channel so I can make more in-depth tutorials for you. Also, you can leave me a comment down below letting me know what you're advertising on Google, so maybe I can do another tutorial specific to what you are selling. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, then make sure you hit the subscribe button below this video so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.